What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing, and today I'm going to be predicting the outcome of Luis Nery versus Aaron Alameda, which will be a 12-rounder for the vacant WBC Super-Bantamweight World Championship, and this fight will be Saturday, September 26th from the Mohegan Sun Casino in Uncasville, Connecticut, on the Jermell Charlo versus Jason Rosario undercard. And I have to say, what a hell of a card they're putting out. 5 world title fights, including the Middleweight World Championship. Both Charlo brothers are fighting, Unified Super Welterweight World Championship, the Super Bantamweight World Championship, Bantamweight Championship with John Real Casemiro, and Brandon Figueroa is also defending his WBA world title. But this fight will be Saturday, September 26th, as I said before, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific, and it will be on pay-per-view. And also on this card, Daniel Roman's making his comeback after his loss to MJ Akhmadaliev, and what a fight that was. But just before I get into both fighters, I have to say I'm not going to be making a review video on this Nery versus Alameda fight or the Casemiro versus Micah fight, as there's so many fights next week that, no offense to these guys, but they're much better, specifically the Charlo fights, the Dorticos versus Briadis. Josh Taylor's defending his world titles as well. And I just want to give these guys credit because this fight could definitely be a main event on any of these cards, being that the pandemic, we want to see world title fights. We've only seen a couple, and it's just fun to see that belt there and 2 fighters challenging for it. But to get into both fighters, Luis Nery, 30-0, 24 wins by knockout, currently ranked number 2 by BoxRec in the Bantamweight division. He's the former WBC world champion. He won that world title against Shinsuke Yamanaka. Sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly, but he won by 4th round at TKO in Japan. Then, after the Yamanaka fight, he took on Arthur Villanueva in a non-title fight, winning via 6-round knockout. But in that fight, he did get dropped in the 4th round, which was pretty surprising. But then he came back to win by 6-round knockout. And after the Villanueva fight, Nery took on Shinsuke Yamanaka again, and in that fight, Nery missed weight, losing his title on the scale, but then was able to knock Shinsuke Yamanaka out in the 2nd round easier and quicker than the first fight. But Nery's wins also include Juan Carlos Payano, who he beat by knockout, and he knocked out Joe Arroyo in the AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas. And again, to his opponent, Aaron Alameda, his record is excellent, but the guys he fought, not at all. He's ranked number 46 by BoxRec, and there's a huge difference there. Alameda, number 46, Nery, number 2. I mean, 44 ranking difference. I mean, come on. And he's 25-0, just think of that. 25-0, ranked number about 50. And the only guys he fought were nobody. I have to say, I couldn't find any fighter that was worth mentioning on Aaron Alameda's record or resume. He went split decision with so many, I'm going to use this word, it's bums, I have to say. Guys who have limited to no experience, have limited to no wins, and personally who are just not at the level of Luis Nery or anybody in the top 15, top 20. As the guys he were facing were maybe ranked number 1,000 or number 800 by BoxRec. As the only guys I could possibly put on there is a guy named Daniel Olay, who he beat by split decision. Remember that, split decision, a guy who was 11-4 going into that fight. And he also has a split decision, remember that, split decision, as I said before, win to Enrique Bernache, who was 25-9. Just think of that. All these guys on his resume, he's beaten so many guys who are 16-10, 25-10, all those guys with horrible records. And most of his fights were in Mexico, and the only fight he had in the U.S., he took on a guy who was 14-10. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous that this guy's challenging for a world title while there's so many other guys who are actually ranked and who have proved themselves against top contenders or top guys in the Super Bantamweight division. And no disrespect to Nery, as I think he should get this title shot, as he's a former world champion, beat many guys, coming off some good wins, and he's undefeated. Aaron Alameda, on the other hand, beat nobody, and all his fights ended up fighting bums, either getting very close against these guys or knocking them out early. So overall, my prediction is probably going to be an early KO win versus Luis Nery, as he will probably stop him between the 3rd and 4th round, as I think it'll be like the Shinsuke Yamanaka fight, where he just comes in there brawling, landing huge power shots, knocking Alameda out. And I think even two of those guys combined in Alameda's record aren't even as good as Nery. I mean, there's just an overall experience difference, skill difference, and power difference, as Nery fought way better guys and has a much higher KO percentage than Alameda. And yeah, that's really it. I'm going to be boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.